Looking for the best way to make coffee? This video will walk you through each and every method for brewing coffee, from normal to new age, and hopefully get you excited to brew coffee in every way imaginable. So listen and get ready. We'll help you in your pursuit of the perfect cup. In this video, we will be focusing on the 3 uses of brewing, such as brewing using pressure, brewing via steeping, and brewing using filtration or dripping. Brewing using pressure. The word espresso may spring to mind when we talk about pressured brewed coffee. However, there is more ways to brew with pressure than the stock standard espresso machine. Pressure brewed coffee merely describes a cup of coffee that is extracted using, you guessed it, pressure, resulting in fast extraction times and a more intense brew. Let's take a quick look at the 2 most common ways to brew coffee with a little pressure: the espresso machine and the AeroPress brewer. Espresso machine. Anyone who knows anything about coffee knows what an espresso machine is. They've been keeping us caffeinated since 1901. Here's what to expect in this brewing method. The time from bean to brew, it depends on your machine. A commercial machine may need 15 to 40 minutes to warm up, and a home-based machine may take only 3 minutes. Once warm, however, you'll have your fix in 20 to 30 seconds. The type of grind required, you'll need a fine, consistent grind. Here's a trick of the trade. Pinch your grind and observe what happens. It should clump in your fingertips. Too coarse and it won't clump at all. Too fine and it will clump excessively. A resulting brew, a shot of espresso, when done right, is strong, sharp, and full of flavor. You can then add hot water to turn it into an Americano or froth some milk to make a milk-based coffee. It is best suited for you if you like a milky brew, such as latte, or if you're the type that likes a quick and sharp hit of caffeine. Espressos are unique. No other machine can replicate a nice espresso shot. AeroPress. The AeroPress has a cult following among the traveling coffee community, and it looks more like a science project rather than a coffee brewer. But if you ask us, it's the best thing that happened to coffee. And many people say it brews the best coffee they've ever tasted. When you buy an AeroPress, you buy a simple 3-piece tool that will allow you to create awesome coffee with minimal effort. The best thing about this device is it can make regular coffee, cold brew coffee, and it can even make almost espresso. For this method, here's what you will expect. The time from bean to brew. There are a few ways to make a coffee AeroPress style. But if you're in a rush, it can be done in 60 seconds once your water is hot enough. It's worth mentioning here too that cleanup is a dream. The type of grind required? Here's the cool part. It does not matter. You'll get a different result based on your grind, so you should choose the right grind size based on your mood. Coffeeology has an excellent guide to AeroPress grind setting right here. The resulting brew, beautiful in color and taste. It's more of a clean tasting coffee, which is different from the French press or mocha pot. If we were to describe it in 4 words: smooth, rich, pure, and fast. Brewing via steeping. Steeping is just another word for immersion, and it's the most fundamental and longest-standing method of brewing coffee. In a nutshell, you're simply mixing coffee grinds directly with hot water, allowing the two to work their magic, and then separating them, keeping the coffee, and dumping the wet coffee grinds. Sounds simple enough, right? It is. However, there is a fine line between over and under steeping your brew. Too early and you'll be drinking weak. Too long and you'll be drinking a typical bitter brew. On a positive note, learning to steep correctly isn't rocket science. And when done right, you're left with a uniquely flavored brew as you uncover flavors of the coffee bean you never knew existed.
French press. The French press is the unofficial mascot of home-brewed coffee. It's been steeping coffee in households since before your grandparents were born. And it has a very loyal cult following among the home barista community. Why so? It's likely thanks to multiple reasons. But our money is on the fact that it's super easy to use, can be picked up for pocket change, and produces a brew with a distinct taste and feel like no other method. Here's what to expect. Time from bean. Brew, it's not super quick but not super slow either. From boiling the water to steeping and plunging, you'll need about 10 or so minutes. While steeping, however, your French press will need your undivided attention. Type of grind required. A coarse grind is the only way to go. Too fine a grind means you'll have particles stuck in the filter and passing into the finished brew, adding to oversteeping and leaving you with bitter mess. Resulting brew. A unique, non-harsh romantic coffee that's full of flavor, particular to your beans. It will, however, be a little sedimenty, so avoid drinking the last few sips of each cup. Best suited for you. If you love the unique brew you get from a French press, or if you have a lot of caffeine feeds to fix up. Not so great for you. If you're a frequent traveler, they are made from glass. Most of the time, stainless steel options are available. Siphon coffee. Also known as the siphon pot, making coffee this way is unique as it comes. It's a combination of brewing methods, a full immersion brew, as your coffee goes into the water, but also uses siphon action to create a great tasting cup. It's not a simple way to brew coffee. In fact, it requires an enormous amount of effort and process, so you won't want to use it daily, unless you've got nothing else to do. What to expect? Time from bean. Brew. Allow yourself about 10 minutes. We must note here, cleaning the siphon pot is a bitch. Type of grind required. You'll want a medium or coarse grind for best results, similar to that of a Chemex brew. Resulting brew. Very clean and full of flavor when done correctly. Since your brew is only touching glass, it will be the purest tasting coffee you sip in a while. Best suited for you if you're really into your coffee making gadgets and want to try something wild. It's out there. Not so great for you if you appreciate a quick and easy way to brew coffee. You'll hate this. Brewing using filtration or dripping. Filtration or drip coffee is all the rage in the coffee community at the moment. It seems as if a new funky looking and progressive dripper is being invented every other month. Gravity aids the water as it passes through, and the result is a clean, clear, and light-bodied tasting brew. You'll want to use a gooseneck kettle to control the rate of your pour. Less is more with drip-style coffee brewing. Most drippers are small, portable, inexpensive, and are just a damn good way to brew small batches of great-tasting coffee. The drippers you want to get to know the Chemex and the cold drip method of brewing. Chemex. When you first see a Chemex brewer, you may want to use it as a vase rather than a brewer. But there is a reason it looks the way it does. It makes excellent coffee, and it does it in style. Here's a full review of the Chemex coffee maker, and here's a guide on how to use one. The primary benefit of using a Chemex over the other dripper is capacity. You can easily make 3 or 4 cups in one go, rather than one of 2, meaning it's a crowd pleaser when the boss is around. In fact, you can buy a 10-cup Chemex that takes 50 ounces of water. It's an entertainer's best friend. What to expect? Time from bean. Brew. Coming in at 3.5 minutes from after setting it up means it's a fast way to get a great coffee into you. Type of grind required. Play around here to suit your preference, but ideally anywhere between medium to coarse, closer to the medium side of things. Resulting brew. Chemex filters are roughly 30% thicker than the filter used by other dippers, meaning you'll get a richer tasting cup of coffee. Think French press without the sediments. Cold drip brewing, aka cold brew. Cold brew is one of the most popular caffeine-infused innovations of our time. And no, we're not talking about iced coffee. In a nutshell, it's made by slowly dripping cold filtered water through your fresh grind for a long period of 10 hours or more. Our personal favorite part of cold brew coffee, it stays fresh for up to 2 weeks. So fill up a few old jars in the fridge, and with one cycle, you'll stay happily caffeinated on great damn tasting coffee for days. Here's what to expect. Time from bean. Brew 10 to 24 hours. Patient is a virtue. Type of grind required. Coarse. Think thick sand. Resulting brew. It's a strong and intense flavored brew, but without any form of bitterness. The full flavors of the coffee bean will be on display. Best of all, it's got a super smooth aftertaste. Best suited for you if you live somewhere hot. It's also an excellent option for anyone who experiences the typical sharp peak and crush from a standard coffee. Cold drip coffee gives you the caffeine high without the crash, keeping you mentally alert yet calm. Not so great for you if you're an impatient. It's slow. So, what do you think of those coffee brewing methods? Hopefully, you'll have a few ideas of how you want to try your coffee. Till our next coffee talk, thank you! Love 259.